Hi, this is Kathy McAllister of T-Wife Creations, www.twife.com. And today I'm demonstrating how I made this mixed media art piece featuring a Celtic image. There's a trick that's been around for many years on how to create an image transfer using a gel medium such as Finnabar's soft matte gel. I created this image of a Celtic woman utilizing AI and printed this unique and romantic original artwork on my laser printer. I want the image on my art surface, but I don't want the look of a decoupaged image. An image transfer involves removing and peeling off the paper, leaving only the inked image behind, and that kind of makes the image appear almost one with your surface. So the process is simple. You laser print an image and cut it to the shape and size desired. Apply a thin coat of gel medium onto your chosen surface. I'm using MDF wood. Take your printed image, turn it upside down. That's important. Turn it upside down and adhere it to your surface. You want to avoid getting the gel medium on the top of your image because that will hurt the process of removing it. You use a bone folder or an old credit card to remove any of the air bubbles in the paper and then allow it to dry fully. Once it's dry, you spritz water onto the dried paper and use your fingers to begin carefully peeling off the paper, revealing the image underneath. Remove all traces of the paper in areas that appear cloudy, but try not to remove the image itself, although inevitably some of it will come off, but that kind of leaves a more distressed vintage look. Once you feel like you've gotten all the paper off, you can dry it with a heat tool. Also at this point, you might want to seal the top of the image. You can use the gel medium to do that, or you can spray fix it. However you want to, just kind of protect the image before you move to the next step. I applied heavy black gesso onto the wood surface around the edges of the image. I also used a stiff bristle brush and applied the gesso by stippling, which helps to create a texture. And you can see how I go into the center to create kind of a circular pattern, getting rid of the sharp edges of the image. I also use the heavy black gesso with a Celtic themed stencil that I had to create a raised surface. What you do is take a palette knife and your gesso, and you spread it like butter across the top of the stencil. The gesso is going to need a bit of time to dry. You can use a heat tool, but you don't want the gesso to crack from being forced to dry. Once the gesso is fully dried, I used Deco Earth's Lucky Green, and I thinned it out with water. I didn't want it to be too heavy, and I applied it with the brush over the surface. You do not want this to be a complete coverage. In fact, you want to come back with a paper towel and dab some of the paint off, because you want some of the black to show through. That creates kind of a vintagey, interesting look. You don't want it to be solidly opaque green. So once you dry this, you may want to take time to seal the entire piece with something like Spectrafix Final Fix to protect the layers of work that you've already done as you move forward. Now we're going to build color and interest in the art piece by adding in a variance of green and gold. I began by using a variety of sprays that were created by Lindy's gang, but you can use, there's a lot of different sprays that are out there that you can use. You can see that I covered the image of the Celtic woman with paper because I didn't want the glimmer spray to get on her. And I used a baby wipe to remove any stray spray that did get on her. Also, some of Lindy's glimmer sprays also contain walnut ink. This creates a unique gold and distressed look. So it's bringing out kind of that brown antique look along with some gold shimmer. These glimmer sprays are water-based, and as a result, they're reactive to water. So after you use the glimmer sprays, you need to go ahead and spray fix them, again with something like a Spectra Fix Final Fix, and allow that to dry, or use your heat tool to dry it. Then from there, I used Deco Art's media line, a color called Green Gold, and I applied it as an inky wash sporadically into the crevices of the design. And I would dab some of that off. I just kind of played around with it until I got kind of the look that I wanted. And after I did that, the media, the Green Gold, it is permanent. It is not reactive with water, so I didn't have to spray fix before I came back with more of the glimmer sprays that I was using previously. But after I used those, I dried it, and then I did have to apply some Spectra Fix to adhere it, to make it permanent. So now it's time to create some real bling on this piece. I'm going to be applying gilding flakes. You can also use gilding sheets, but we're going to put the gilding onto the high points of the stencil design, on the Celtic stencil design. And you begin this process by using a special glue pen, such as a Nuvo or Stampin' Up! Two-way glue pen, which were designed to stay tacky until they adhere their product. So after I applied the glue pen, I dried it a little bit. You need to make sure it's not wet. It needs to be tacky. And once it's tacky and dry, you will apply the gilded flakes. You're going to take the gilding flakes and you're going to press it onto the tacky area of the glue and just kind of press it in. And once you have good coverage, you'll come back with your fingertips and try to remove most of the excess. And then you can use a soft bristle brush to fully remove the excess gilding, and it will leave behind the gilding that's there permanently. It's absolutely gorgeous when you're finished. So I made this piece for my Irish husband, Niall. I made it for his birthday. And he doesn't like a lot of extra embellishments on the mixed media pieces that I give him. So I only added a small wooden Trinity knot that I had engraved and cut on my X-Tool laser cutter. But if I were making it for myself, I probably would have added extra beads and a lot of extra blingy bits. So if you're making something like this, I encourage you to try and add other things into it until you get this kind of look that you want. I did add a pearl and some little seed beads in the center necklace area, but I didn't really do as much blinging and embellishments as I normally would. So thank you very much for watching today. And if you have any questions about what I've done or the kind of things, artwork that I make, please leave me a comment and I'll get back with you. This is Kathy McAllister of T-Wife Creations. Have a joyful and creative day. Bye.